What if Deku had Mob's powers? Part 1. Now, if you guys don't know who Mob is, he's from the anime Mob Psycho 100, and Izuku's just going to have Mob's powers. Now, I'm sorry if the thumbnail looks bad. My thumbnail artist is moving, so he can't do any more thumbnails for me right now, and the thumbnail, in my opinion, just looks crappy. I'm sorry for not uploading for 3 days, and go down in the link description, click the community tab link, and just read that. If you're a small-time What If YouTuber, you may have a chance to work with me. Now, getting into this What If. Now, Izuku was born, and a month later, his brother would be born just a month younger than him. Now, if you guys don't know, I'm really bad with names. In one of my What Ifs, Izuku had a child named Remote. So, screw it, let's just name it Izuku's brother Water Bottle. Because I have a water bottle sitting next to me. So, Izuku's brother, Water Bottle, is born a month after him. Now, Izuku would go to the court doctor along with his twin brother, to where both of them would be announced corkless, as Izuku would just be like, "What? I'm corkless, but what's this?" As Izuku would basically just move his finger, as a little knife thing would start floating in the air with like this weird aura around it. As the doctor would say, that's strange. Maybe I should do some calculations. Suggest you take your boys home. Hopefully they get some rest. It has been a long day of testing to see if they've had corks. As Inko would then say, "Yes, I do, and thank you, doctor." As she would then put the boys in the car as she drives away. Now, once they get home, they end up cooking each dinner, as Izuku would eat dinner and then go to sleep along with his his 1 month younger brother, Water Bottle. Now, Izuku would then end up being woken up in the middle of the night by his mother, as she would then take Izuku over and sit him down, as Izuku says, "Why'd you wake me up so early?" As Inko would then say that their family has a long line of psychic powers. It all started from their great ancestor, Mob. Let's just say Mob is far, far in the past, as the My Hero Academia world is even said that they could be eons ahead in technology if quirks never existed. So, basically, Mob Psycho's down here, like in the time we have, and then you have the My Hero Academia universe all the way up there. That their great ancestor, Mob, basically developed these psychic powers along with his brother, Shigeo. I believe that's his name. As Izuku would nod his head, as Inko would then explain how she has a very weak telekinetic power of psychic powers, and how Izuku has a very strong one, just like their great ancestor, Mob. Now, she would then put Izuku back to bed, wondering if Izuku will become a great psychic, just like Mob was all the way back in his time. Now, Izuku would wake up after being told not to tell his brother, Water Bottle, I almost said Remote, about that, as Izuku would basically just nod his head, knowing not to tell his brother, Water Bottle. Now, many years would pass. Izuku would basically just be like Mob, scrawny and plain looking. He always wore an emotionless face, as he basically just doesn't have too much emotions. And when they are 7 years old, Izuku would end up just be walking by, as he would see his brother getting beaten up by Bakugo. As Izuku just says, "Hey, Bakugo, that's not nice." As Bakugo would then slam an explosion into Izuku's chest, sending him flying into a fence of bricks. As Izuku would say, "Water Bottle, no." As Izuku would black out, as he'd awake to see Bakugo and Bakugo's friends laying on the ground with it just knocked out with many scrapes and blood basically draining from their head, as Izuku would say, "What happened? Water bottle?" As Izuku would see water bottle also on the ground, basically just about to pass out with a huge mark over his eye. As Izuku said, "Did I do this?" As water bottle would then say, "It's fine, Izuku. You protected me." As water bottle would then pass out, as Izuku would fall back onto his butt, as he'd just say, "No, I couldn't have done this." What? As Izuku would then basically try to take his brother back to his mom's house using his psychic powers. As basically, water bottle gets treated, as Izuku would just think to himself that he shouldn't try to show off his psychic powers. He almost hurt his brother, and he couldn't live with himself if he somehow killed his brother. As Izuku would then spend the next 3 years basically just wondering, should he use his psychic powers or should he not? I mean, sure, he was gifted with them as like a blessing, but he almost killed his brother. Now, if you're wondering, Izuku and his brother Water Bottle will never bothered again after Izuku basically beat the crap out of Bakugo, but Izuku still lived with the fear of hurting his brother. Now, at the age of 10, Izuku would end up stumbling into a random shop where he would end up meeting Reigen Arataka, I believe. He's going to be in the story as well, just to hopefully make Izuku understand psychic powers a little bit better, I'd say. As now Reigen would stand up as he'd just say, "Oh, a new customer, wait, it's just a kid." As Izuku would say he saw his sign outside about psychic powers, as Izuku would then sit down and look around. As Reigen would then start talking about how business was slow because everyone talking about quirks and nobody was talking about psychic powers and ghosts and thing. As Izuku would just say, "What?" Now, let's just say this is far more in the future. As Izuku, sure, Mob was in the past and Reigen Arataka was in the past. Let's just say this is Reigen Arataka's ancestor as well, just named the same dang thing. Because why not? Anime logic, am I right? Now, Izuku would basically just talk to this, as Reigen would then tell Izuku how psychic powers are secret and that everyone has a quirk, or at least most people do, and how psychic powers are far stronger than quirks, but they need to be used wisely. Using them against people can be very dangerous. Now, from there, Reigen would basically get a call from somebody, as he'd say, "Hey, what's your name again?" As Izuku would then say, "My name's Izuku Midoriya, sir." As Izuku would then hear Reigen say, "Do you want to come with me on this job? Perhaps you could help me." As Izuku said, "Sure." As they would basically start walking down to a farm, as they see somebody start talking about how each year their crops basically just start rotting, and they're not sure why. From there, Izuku would then be asked by Reigen if he senses anything, as he would then say, "Yes, it's coming from that scarecrow." As Reigen would then say, "Do you think you can exorcise it?" As Izuku would then say, "Maybe. I guess I'll try." As Izuku would then lift up his hand as it starts glowing in a purplish blue, bluish purple type aura as it surrounds Izuku's entire body, as his hair starts floating, as Izuku would then basically just jolt his powers into the scarecrow, as the scarecrow instantly just blows up, as Izuku would then say, "I don't sense anything else. Perhaps I exorcised it?" as the farmer would then pay Arataka, as Reigen would then give Izuku a cut of the money and say if Izuku can come by sometime to probably further enhance his psychic abilities, to where from that point on, over the next 5 years, Izuku would continue to show up to this place training, basically, and exercising ghosts. Now, we cut to Water Bottle. Man, still can't get used to calling Izuku's brother Water Bottle, but Izuku's brother, Water Bottle, would end up leaving school as he's under a passage, as he ends up getting captured by the Sludge villain. As the Sludge villain would then try to take Water Bottle's body, only to he All Might pop out of the sewer drain and instantly punch the Sludge villain, splattering it all over the walls under this bridge. As Water Bottle would then say, "Whoa, All Might, can I have your autograph?" As All Might would then sign Water Bottle's autograph and then try to jump away, only to have Water Bottle grab onto All Might's leg. I think we all know where this is going, as Water Bottle would then land with All Might on the top of a building. As All Might would say, "That was very dangerous of you." As Water Bottle would say, "Yeah, I'm sorry about that, but can a quirkless person possibly become a hero?" As All Might would then look into the eyes of Water Bottle, think, "He has the passion and drive. I was also quirkless. This kid reminds me of me. What's your name, son?" As Water Bottle would then say, "Oh, my name's Water Bottle, All Might." As All Might would then say, "Normally I'd say no, a quirkless person cannot become a hero. But I see a drive and fiery passion inside your eyes. If you decide to train with me over these next 10 months, you can become a hero. You can be the successor to my cork, one for all." As Water Bottle would just say, "Huh?" And that's where I'm going to cut this off for a quick 20-second ad break. Now that that's over, we can get back into this what if. Now, Izuku, or Water Bottle rather, would just wait, what? I was just, you know what, never mind, I accept your challenge. As All Might would then tell him to basically just walk down the stairs and hopefully just try to get out, as he would puff into smoke away from Water Bottle and start walking down the stairs. As All Might would then say, "I'll show him what my true form is later. So I know he's fully committed into this." As we cut to Izuku walking down the street, as he then hears a massive explosion. So he's like, "What was that?" As he jogs over to where he sees this flames in this alleyway on the building surrounding it, as Izuku would look over people's shoulders, only to see his brother, Water Bottle, trapped in the same Sludge villain that tried to basically get him earlier. As Izuku would then start running there, as he sees his other person there, who is Bakugo. As Izuku would then say, "What? No way, Water Bottle's gonna die. Can't let that happen." As Izuku would then just basically shut his eyes, as he'd emerge in this basically enraged state, not wanting his brother to die, not wanting his brother to leave his life. As Izuku would then start walking very slowly towards the Sludge villain, as the people around him in the crowd would sense Izuku's massive amount of power radiating off of him and just instantly move aside, letting him walk through, not wanting to deal with Izuku. As the ground starts to shake, now the heroes try to make Izuku stop, but he would put his hand out and basically have both of the heroes trying to stop him slam into the opposite walls from each other as he continues to walk towards the Sludge villain. As the Sludge villain starts cowering in fear and says, "Whoa, no need to get so angry," as Izuku would then put out his hand and send this massive amount of psychic abilities right at the Sludge villain. I should have worded that better. As Izuku would then basically make the Sludge villain explode, leaving an unconscious Bakugo and an unconscious water bottle. As Izuku would then take water bottle with his psychic powers back to his house, as Izuku would then pass out right at the front door of his house, about to go inside of it. Now Inko would be like, "Oh my gosh, Izuku, are you okay?" As she would then pick up Izuku and water bottle and drag them inside. Now, with this explosion being in an alleyway not too far of Izuku's apartment building, the news cameras was able to catch everything, as basically Inko was watching the entire thing on the news, completely shocked, not knowing that Izuku had awakened his latent psychic powers that caused him to just get enraged if something happened to a loved one of his. As Izuku would then basically wake up as my head. What happened? Last time I remember I was in an alleyway. As Inko would then say how Izuku saved his brother and all of that. And that's where I'm going to leave it off, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy this part of What If Deku Had Mob's Powers. Part 2 will be out tomorrow, and I will probably get through the entrance exam. Man, I'm absolutely just stuttering here. Complete idiot. And all the way through maybe even the USJ. Not quite sure. Remember, guys, go check out the community post if you're a small-time What If YouTuber, so maybe we can work together. I thank you all for watching once again, and goodbye!